Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about how to play Donkey Kong at a beginner level. So today I'm going to go over the basics, the things you need to know about this character, how to play him to a degree that you'll probably beat your best friends. So first things first, when picking Donkey Kong, there's a couple things you need to know. One, you are playing a big character, okay? And there's cons and there's pros to that. One major thing about the character is that if you are getting comboed or if you are getting harassed by other characters, it is going to be very difficult for you. The benefit of playing a heavyweight in this game is that you can take more blows and deal way more damage for every hit that you do get. So if you are playing good, you will be able to exert way more damage onto them than they would put on you. So that's, I would say, the most important thing to keep in mind when picking up this character. But let's say you've done it. Let's say you decided, you know what, Donkey Kong's awesome. I want to play a big character. I love grapplers. I'm going to do it. Well, you came to the right video. Okay, so we're going to hop right into it. Beginning with neutral. First, we're going to talk about Donkey Kong's bread and butter combos, his tilts, his grab game, his pressure, and his spacing. I'm going to look for. Donkey Kong wants dash attack, and he wants grab. Now, these options both help each other out, as if you're going to dash attack them, they're going to shield. And when they shield, you grab. So they kind of condition each... When you dash attack a lot, it conditions them to shield, which is a good thing. If they're not shielding, they're just going to get hit by dash attack, right? So I would say against most players, it's very good to just keep watching these options. There's another character similar to this, is Meta Knight. Keep doing these kinds of options and you can keep 50-50s. You can keep making them, oh, I don't want to shield because I'm going to get grabbed and I'm going to take damage, right? Grabbing, immediately when you grab somebody, you want to cargo throw, meaning you want to grab, input the forward throw, and then up throw them like this. Boom, 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 right? Very simple, very easy. In the heat of the moment, it can be hard to do this, but as long as you just memorize this exact combo, you'll never forget that. You'll never forget this combination. You just need to implant this into your brain because this is the most important thing in DK's toolkit, is his grab. So do this, cargo, up throw, and then into anything else you want. I would recommend you go for an up air because that's just keeping it simple. If you go for cargo, up throw, up air, you can get, see that, 30%. That's free. That's a free 30%. So you dash attack them, they start shielding. If they don't shield your dash attack, then you get free. You can basically just do this, right? You just keep dash attacking them. You can get more advanced stuff like dash attack, back air. You can get dash attack into dash attack. You can do basically whatever you want. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Donkey Kong's tilts. These are his tilts. His up tilt, down tilt, forward tilt. Now, as of recently, Donkey Kong just got his down tilt buff. So, when you're down tilting, there's a chance they're going to trip. I think it's like 25 to 30%. You don't have to rely on the trip anymore. It used to be that when you would down tilt somebody, you were hoping that you could trip them. Because when you trip an opponent, you get a free follow-up. So, if you have a punch and they trip, well, that's a free kill. Like that. Tilts are used to kind of zone them off. So if they're shielding, if they're landing on you, it's good to just kind of back up and tilt them like this. Up tilt's kind of bad. I'm being honest with you. It's pretty garbage. I would recommend going for up air if they're above you or they're falling on you, because this move is not very good. But his down tilt and forward tilt are very good. If you go to the ledge here, you can do this and you can kind of just hope that, you know, you can kind of two-frame them or just knock them off the stage, and then you don't risk going off the stage like that. So Donkey Kong has extremely good tilts, and it's very important to know how to use them. Just make sure that you're spacing them correctly. If you get too close and you forward tilt them right here, there's a chance that they shield that and then they punish you. But if you keep your distance, you can do it very safely. The third thing we're going to talk about in DK's neutral is his pressure. Donkey Kong has extremely good pressure, as you're able to do 2 back airs and one short hop. So that means when you jump, like that. That means you can... Donkey Kong's back air is extremely good for pressuring opponents. As you can see, if he shields, you can continually back air them relatively safe. It's really good to do retreating back air. I like to run up, kind of just stand, wait around, because usually they're afraid if you kind of run in this distance, because nobody wants to challenge Donkey Kong at this distance. So I'll do retreating back air, because you can pressure their shield and go for that headbutt, which breaks their shield. So always keep tilting them, kind of getting them away from you. If they're at a distance, it's very good to tilt them, and then just pressure them with back air, especially in the corner. In the corner, a lot of players like to get up and shield, or get up and jump, and so you can just honestly just spam this move right here. Just spam it, because it's the key to victory. Okay. And the fifth thing we're going to be talking about is spacing, and this kind of goes in with pressure. Make sure that you are spacing your moves correctly. Okay, so that doesn't mean do this. Don't do this, right? Fall on them with the back air. When you're doing this, if they shield that, you're going to get hard punished for that. And you don't want that. So you need to make sure that you're using things efficiently. Like this. Because at this point, you can't be punished for this. It's good to always use your retreating aerials. This is very important to know. So make sure that with your tilts, you're spacing them. You're not too close to them. Otherwise, you will get punished for them. Donkey Kong doesn't have amazing frame data. So if you get too close, you will take a lot of damage for that. And nobody wants that. Okay? Outside of neutral, DK has disadvantage and advantage like every character. DK's advantage and disadvantage are very polarizing. He has a very strong advantage state and a very bad disadvantage state. So you need to understand how to play with this character in both advantage and disadvantage. And the easiest way I can explain this is by teaching you how to recover, how to play around the ledge, and how to land. Okay? First, we're going to be explaining DK's recovery. So let's say, hypothetically, Ganondorf hits me off the stage. Oof, I'm down here. There's about 3 different angles you can recover with Donkey Kong. You can go high, you can go in the center and grab the ledge, or you can go low. Now, this is very matchup dependent, but I will say this. Recovering high is almost never a good option, even on Battlefield with platforms. Because when you recover high, you have a very high amount of landing lag. So, Donkey Kong, unless you believe they're going to jump off the stage and try to hit you, you should never recover high. I like to wait kind of far away, see what they're going to do, see if they commit to something, and then recover. Your recovery is way better horizontally than it is vertically. So don't go too low. Like I've seen a lot of players like this is what happens a lot of times, right? You're like this low, you're like, I got this, and then no, you don't have it, right? Because your vertical is pretty bad. So make sure that you know that. You can hold down sometimes. Oops. You can hold down sometimes like this. And kind of just catch them doing something like that, and it will hit them away. If they're shielding, it will go right through their shield, by the way. So it's very good on somebody if they're shielding. So you can recover from those 3 angles. Don't really recover high unless you're reading like they're gonna do something to you. If you recover to the ledge, there is a high chance you will get 2-framed, meaning that they'll hit you before you can snap to the ledge. So it's pretty much always gonna be go low and kind of just jump down here, kind of go under the ledge so you're safer. Against like Min Min, against like Sephiroth, these characters you want to just recover low every time, because you want to mix up where you're like, you want to make it harder for them to 2-frame you, basically. The second thing we're going to talk about in disadvantage is Donkey Kong's ledge game. So what is he doing when he actually gets to the ledge? Donkey Kong's get up attack is not good. His get up roll is not good. His get up jump is not good. And his drop off is not good. And his neutral get up is like every other neutral get up, but he's bigger. So this is why it's extremely important to talk about this. You have to know, you basically have to gamble what is the best option if you're going to get punished. So if you're playing against a good player, you will always pretty much more often than not just hard push yourself inwards, right? So like immediately try to just get to center stage, because if you do this, or you play scared in the corner, like, or you try to get up attack, the odds are they're gonna hit you and throw you right back off the stage, which is terrible because you don't want to be off the stage. It's a lot better to take like 15% for them hitting you just to be able to get back to the center stage, because that's okay. It's not too much damage. And you're also, if you're off the stage, you risk dying because they can spike you, because Donkey Kong's recovery is not that great. So off the ledge, what I like to do is there's a lot of mix-ups you can do. You can do, let's see. If they're shielding on the ledge, you can do rising headbutt. It will break their shield. You can do rising up B. It'll go right through their shield. Headbutt won't break their shield on full shield, but up B will crack right through their shield. It pokes every time. So if they're shielding, just use double jump up B right here, and it'll just, I don't know why, it just goes through their shield. So like that. If they're shielding, anyways. If they're not shielding and they're playing at a distance, like if they're playing right here, this is actually good counterplay to Donkey Kong if they're standing right here, because your options are extremely limited. You don't want to roll pretty much ever because you're in a lot of lag for doing that. So I would say just try to jump out and get to the center stage. If they hit you, hopefully it won't send you very far, right? So just make sure you're swapping up all of your options every single time. If you have a preference to one option, you're going to get punished hard for that. So if I'm scared and I roll a lot, they're going to kill me for that. If it's like Mario, he's going to do upper forward air, you know, and it's just character dependent. But every character can punish you for choosing the same option several times off ledge. So just make sure you're changing it up, especially with Donkey Kong, because it's bad to make mistakes as Donkey Kong because you can take a lot of damage for them because they'll combo you. The third topic I wanted to talk about in disadvantage is how to land. So if he hits you up in the air, this wouldn't really be a Ganondorf thing, but most characters hit you up in the air. How do you land, okay? Now, I'm not going to go too into the advanced tech. I'll save that for another video. But one thing that you can do is you can try to land with your armor. So if they're jabbing or they're trying to hit you above them, you can try landing with your armor. Most of the time, it's better to just glide away from them. I don't recommend that you air dodge, because if you air dodge, they can follow you and punish you for that. Only air dodge if you know they're going to be throwing out an attack on you. But a lot of players will sit here and kind of wait for you to land and do something. Personally, when somebody's above me, I'll sit here and shield like this, and if they throw out an attack, I'll grab them. So try to glide away from them, like try to get away from them in the air. You can use your headbutt in the air if you want to try and armor through something, but the odds are that's pretty inconsistent. That's not going to work. If you want to look up how to do the harder tech, I'm going to be making another video on this. But for the main thing is just kind of keep away. Play the keep away game in the air. Do not fall towards them. Do not do that. I've seen so many Donkey Kongs like do this. They're like, woo, and they fall right on you because that's just, for some reason they think that's safe, but they will kill you for that. They will punish you hard for landing on them. Okay? So just make sure you're gliding away. Now, an advantage, we've got 4 major points. Okay? Option coverage, strings, rage, and fear. This is the best thing about playing Donkey Kong, is your advantage state. The only reason I play this character is because of how good his advantage state is. If this character didn't have the crazy advantage state that he has, then I would have dropped him years ago, okay? So, advantage state. What does that look like? Okay, so it's the inverse of disadvantage state. You get them, and you throw them, and they're in disadvantage. So there is honestly so many things that you can do in advantage state as Donkey Kong. You basically can free flow whatever combo you want, and that's why a lot of people like this character, because he's really fun. So let's first start off by talking about option coverage. So this is one of my favorite things to do to somebody, is I grab them and I cargo and I down throw them. Because what happens here is when I use my down B like this, it can cover every single option they choose here. Because if they roll towards me, they get hit by the down B, the grounded hand slap. If they roll away, they get hit by the grounded hand slap. And if they get up attack, they get hit by the grounded hand slap. So there's virtually nothing they can do if you grab them and throw them down. So this is just option coverage. If you know that they're going to be on the ground, I like to run up close to them and use grounded down B, and it covers most of their options. So anytime you see somebody falling onto the ground, you can kind of run under them and kind of do this. And odds are they're going to get stuck in it. And if they try to shield it, it'll break their shield if they hold it for too long. So this is a very good option to cover multiple different options and disadvantage. Also, what you can do is right here, you can kind of space yourself like this and do this right here because this covers 3 options. So that's also very good. The second thing is, if they're, let's say you throw them above you, this is a 50-50 right here. If they air dodge, you can literally just throw out another up air. So you throw them up, they're gonna air dodge, you just keep up airing. Up airing, up airing, up airing. It's mashy, I know it's mashy, but it's very good at covering their options. So you can also go for the cargo up throw, bait them to air dodge because they're afraid of the up air, and then re-grab them and do the exact same thing. And on stages with platforms, I like to sit under the platform and kind of just watch what they do because they can't land on you, and your up air is really good. So if they try to land on you, like just up air. If they land on the platform, you can jump, use headbutt on the platform, it'll break their shield. You can wave land on the platform and grab them. You can do a lot of things, okay? So just make sure that you're covering like all their roles basically. Every option. DK has extremely good, like, I want to say he has good range because he just is very, very efficient with that. So the second topic in advantage is going to be strings. So earlier I mentioned bread and butters, right? So bread and butters are like this. That's a bread and butter. Bread and butter is this. Or that. The most simple things that you can think of, like dash attack, dash attack. Strings are going to be a little bit harder, but you'll get them as soon as you continue doing your bread and butters, okay? So let's say you've been doing this like a billion times, like, man, Donkey Kong's starting to get boring because I've just been doing the same up throw, up air. Well, then try something new, okay? So let's say instead of using dash attack, back air, you do this. Like that. Like, let's say you know they're going to land, so then you grab them because they're going to shield. Or you do dash attack, back air, like that, right? So strings are advanced combos, basically. I think combos can be anything like that, whereas a string is more like dash attack into back air, into back air, into back air. And then Donkey Kong has very good strings because back air is very low committal. It's extremely good for just throwing out, and it's safe most of the time. So make sure you, make sure you just mash this a lot. That's your carry move. I should have also mentioned earlier, down B. So if you do down B, you can up smash them from that, and that's a really powerful kill option. Okay, so the third thing we're going to be talking about in advantage is rage. Now, this doesn't really sound, this may sound silly, like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. You're taking a high percent. Like, everyone, when they're at a higher percent, they're just gonna die quicker, right? Well, see, Donkey Kong is really heavy, so if I'm at this percent, I'm actually not that scared as much as another character would be. Maybe if it's against Ganondorf, I probably would be. But most characters can't actually kill DK around this like, as easily as you might think. So with Rage, you get additional knockback, which means you can kill people even earlier than before. So if you have Rage, you can start basically just cheesing people, like just committing massacre on them, all right? And so the next point, which would be my fourth point of advantage, is fear. And I feel like fear and rage kind of go together. When you get rage, people want to kill you. They get like desperate to kill you. They're gonna start throwing out their kill options. They're gonna be like, yo, I gotta kill this dude. Like, he's got too much rage, and now he's gonna start like doing crazy things to me, right? You see that right there? That wouldn't have killed if I was at 0% because I didn't have any rage. For rage percentages, you can just look that up. But more often than not, Donkey Kong lives till a higher percent, so you can kind of abuse the fact that they're scared of you, and you can just kill them at stupid early percents. Donkey Kong Punch is really good for this as well, because it kind of adds to that fear factor. They don't know when you're going to throw it out. They don't know what to do. So I like to try, when I'm in advantage state against somebody, sometimes what I'll do is I'll kind of like throw them off the ledge or whatever, like that, and then I'll just charge punch. Because then it's like, they're thinking, oh man, like I got to get back to the stage against Donkey Kong with rage, and he also has punch. Like now it's gonna start conditioning them to do a lot of ugly things that they wouldn't normally do. Donkey Kong Punch is also one of those moves that you can literally just throw out just because you're dumb, and it still works. Because if it hits their shield, they can't actually do anything about that. So I just throw it out a lot. If I'm off the ledge, I'll throw it out. There's really just, you kind of just want to throw it out everywhere, to be honest. But it's really good for, say you know they're going to hit you with something. If you punch them when you know they're going to hit you, it'll just straight up beat their attack. So that's really good. It's a good kill option, and it works from down tilt as well. So basically, I hope that explained it the best way. I tried to go over basically advantage, disadvantage, and neutral, because I feel like these three things are the fundamentals of Smash Ultimate, and this is a very basic way that I would have put, like, let's just say this is the best way to explain this to a beginner. This is my perspective as well. I'm sure other people have different opinions on this matter, but if I was teaching somebody, this is exactly how I would teach them from the beginning. In the intermediate video, intermediate, I don't know how to say that, I'm going to be going deeper into each one of those categories and explain them a little bit more. So if this video is a little bit too chump change for you, then just go check out the other one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to make more videos like this. This was fun. I like doing this. It's just I'm not the greatest editor and stuff like that, so. But if you did enjoy, leave a comment below. Maybe a tip for somebody, something that I missed, or something like that. Feel free to subscribe as well. It's completely free, and you can go back anytime to change that. As always, guys, have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Peace.